this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. Um, a lot of things has been going on as of late, and so we're gonna talk about it because it's the topic of conversation, and rightfully so, it should be. So today, I was driving coming back from the post office. And as I was riding back from the post office, um, I heard on V103 that these companies are pushing for employees to get the COVID vaccination. And I'm saying to myself, as I'm listening to this stupidity, um, when employees get the flu, if you're out more than 3 days, you have to have a doctor's note. They already don't want to give you no vacation time. Some of these companies don't give you no sick time. And then you want to force somebody to take the COVID shot so you can get your employees back to work. But who's to say that decision makers who's pushing for this is going to get the shot themselves? Then I'm thinking, how much of a money maker is this really? Is this about saving people's lives or keeping them from being infected with COVID, or has this already become a money maker for some companies? And so then you got to think, if the companies force the employees to take the COVID shot, and from what I hear is in 2 stages, then just like any other medication, this will become a part of your insurance plan, which potentially could increase your copay, which potentially could increase your insurance as well. Now, what happened to our constitutional rights to decide what we will or will not do with our own bodies? And when did the government or employees become the ruler and the super rulers over the decision of what you do to your body or how you take care of it? Now, you will test somebody if they're a drug addict. You will test somebody if they are an alcoholic. And potentially, they could lose their job because they are drug addicts and they are alcoholics. So then I said to myself, now they're showing people on social media sitting in a chair taking these COVID shots. And I'll say this again. Nobody know what the hell is in those shots. You just don't. Somebody sent me a video today. I don't know how true it is. And they was reading off the packaging of all this crap that's inside of these shots. And I was telling my friend today, here is my problem. The flu vaccination is actually the virus that they're pushing inside your body. So they say they're trying to teach your body to be immune to it. But some people, soon as they have received the flu shot, became really ill behind it. So how did that help? And then every year, the strain changes. So you have to develop something else. But here is the thing that doesn't make sense to me, since we have all these medical people that's so bright and they're so smart. When they decide to make a medication, they're generalizing it across the board. But here's the flip script to it. Everybody's body is different. It's different. Everybody's immune system is different. And depending on, you already have pre-existing conditions that could affect. And nobody consider that whatsoever when they talk about this COVID shot. So I'm saying to myself, first, now it's becoming a money maker. especially for the pharmaceutical companies. So if you got one company that's producing the vaccination, and then the other company, because the first company is getting behind in the production, so they bring on another company, who's checking all this stuff? Who's checking to make sure the proper ingredients are put back into it? And how do we know what we as consumers are being fed into our bodies? We don't know that. So here's another thing to think about. So when you take regular medication, whether it's for high blood pressure, heart attack, being an asthma, for leukemia, or even just a simple old bacterial infection that you have in your body, think about this. You put the prescription into the pharmacy. You go back and you pick up the prescription. Now, you got 3 bottles inside the one bag, but on the outside of the bag is 3 books. And those 3 books of papers are the side effects. So then you got to wonder, is the medicine worth you getting it? Because the medicine is supposed to cure one thing, but it can create 30 other things. Now, here's the other flip side to this. So these companies are pushing for employees to take the COVID vaccination, right? Now, they don't want to pay you, as I said earlier, they don't want to pay you for having the flu. They don't want to pay you if you're sick. And then now you're going to have to absorb the cost for the COVID vaccination via your copay and your increased amount in insurance. But here's the flip part to it. If you were to take this shot and it don't pan out right, is your employer going to be accountable for the dysfunctional things it could do to your body? And one of the side effects is Bales palsy. Bales palsy causes a dysfunction or disfigure of your facial. So whatever this medicine will do to those individuals, aggravate their asthma, send them into pneumonia, create Bales palsy, are the companies who's pushing the government to violate our rights, our free rights that we are supposed to have. We're supposed to have free rights, right? To make a decisions on what we want to do with our bodies. But yet and still, every time we get to a crossroad, then you all want to legalize something and take away our voice and our rights. And that's not your option to take. It's not. Because you all are not going to be responsible. And if me as an employee would take this COVID shot and COVID vaccination and I become disfigured, is the company going to pay for my life for me to be functional the rest of my life with the nursing and the physical therapy and all the care I need to have? Now, you didn't cost me a good, healthy life because you went into the Supreme Court, or however you all are pushing this, for our elected officials to push everybody to take this doggone COVID shot. Now, I don't care who take the COVID shot. And again, President Obama, I love you, but you can take it on 5,000 TVs, and I'm not taking the shot. I could care less. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris going into office you can sit on one side, she can sit on the other, and y'all can have 200 people on each side, and they can be taking the shot. And I'm still not taking the shot. Not whatsoever. There's no guarantees. So you all want to push this stuff on us. And then you want us to absorb the cost for it. And then you want us to absorb the side effects of it. And then you want to mess up our life behind it. Because you're not going to tell us who has taken this shot and it has affected them negatively. You're not going to share that. And we already know if you're giving a shot to somebody it did not work out for. So it works when you give out the shot, just like with anything else. You're only going to show the numbers, just like with COVID. You only become concerned when your numbers peak to a certain level. Now you have to come up with more stricter rules. So now you're giving people these shots, and you're not going to talk about the negative impact of the shot until it peaked to a certain number. How does that work? So what you're trying to say with the employers pushing for employees to get the shot so they can get them to come back to work, you don't know what the outcome of that. People can drop dead at their desk, and all you companies gonna do is push their asses over and fill that seat with somebody else's ass. Bottom line, it's all about the dollar. This is what we have come to. It's all about the dollar. It's no longer about saving nobody's life. Y'all don't give a flying fart about the concerns of the people. You don't care. Because if you did, this should not have gotten this far to where it was. So where was you elected officials who allowed the dumb number 45 to do what he did? And now all of a sudden, you want to push the vaccination when you all said that it wasn't going to be ready till 2021. So now you done bum rushed it, and now you're trying to force it on people to take without sharing all the evidence. See, if you want to do something, you all need to be transparent and lay it out so everybody can see what the results are. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're doing. And shame on any senator, shame on any congressman, shame on any alderman, whoever have their hands in pushing for allowing companies to make a decision for employees that they don't feel comfortable for. And then I'm saying, and this is me saying this, if you want to force me to do something, then I'm going to force you to sign a contract too. Because if you screw up my life and I end up being disfigured or dead, then you're going to sign a contract and you're going to pay that debt. Whether I'm living, if I'm not living, then it's going to go to my family. But you're going to take care of me for the rest of my life since y'all want to play with my life. That's how I feel about this vaccination. And that's how you should feel about this vaccination. Because it's unfair to force anybody to take something that they don't feel comfortable with taking. Now, if individuals want to step up to the plate and take it, that's free choice. They have a right to do that. But a lot of people are not comfortable with taking this COVID vaccination. And if the government, the Supreme Court, I don't give a damn who it is, push to allow companies who potentially the executives not going to take shit, but you're going to force your employees to take something that you probably ain't going to take yourself. You're going to cover you and your family and screw up somebody else's. You're going to kill somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's daughter, somebody's aunt, somebody's cousin, somebody's friend. All in the name of so you can get your employees back to work. What kind of bull crap is this? Let's be realistic here. And let's stop bullshitting about this vaccination. It's time out. So these are the things that we should be having a conversation about. Because what you are doing is unfair to the individual. Then you might as well throw out the Constitution. You might as well throw out the laws. You might as well throw out freedom of speech. You might as well throw all of that because you all are negating everything that we supposed to have rights for. And now you putting our lives, our well-being, and our concerns in the hand of companies who makes billions of dollars, who can afford to pay all the medical bills if one of their family members ends up with Bales palsy, who can afford the costly medication that'll go along from the result of taking the COVID shot. And then once you get the vaccination out there, you may start feeding it out for free for now. But eventually that crap is going to cost an arm and a leg. Just like asthma medication pumps. Went to get one of them. And the man told me $300. I say, what the hell? $300 so I can breathe? Are you all serious? So when did we start being throwaways? And all you care about is the pharmaceutical companies and these companies who don't give a damn about employees. And then they don't want to pay them no money. Like I said, they don't want to pay them for sick time. They don't want to give them no leave. No, what they call it when you get time off. You don't want to give them that. Employees have to go through hell to get their needs met. And then you all want to sit on y'all asses and make a decision about forcing somebody to take this damn vaccination. Really? If that's what you all doing, how much money are you getting up under the table to push this? Saw a young lady sitting in the chair. She taking the vaccination. We don't know the result. The same way that the flu vaccination do people, that they end up deathly ill from the flu. It's the same thing that COVID vaccination. Why would I want you to push something in my body that's not already residing in there? So you asking for my permission to infect me. That's what you're asking for. Permission, or you pushing your permission on me to be infected. That's what you're doing. And that's unfair to anybody. I have a choice. This is my body. And I control my body. Me. Because whatever don't go right, then I'm the controller of that. I'm the controller of that. So why would that's just like saying I'm going to allow an alcoholic who is overload drunk, so drunk that he's delusional, to put him in the car behind the steering wheel and let him drive me home. That's asking for me to kill myself. And that's the same thing with that doggone COVID vaccination. You don't know what's in nobody's body. You don't know how that body will react to that vaccination. So y'all generalize too much. You don't know what's laying dormant in that person's body that vaccination will wake up. You all don't know that. You don't. You're not God. So stop playing like y'all asses are. This is ridiculous. Totally. And to allow companies to push that employees will have to be forced to take something they don't want to take. I wouldn't take shit. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart on my mother, my daddy, and my son. I'm going to allow you to kill me? Really? Really? I'm an asthmatic. I don't know what's in that medicine. I don't know what that medicine going to do to me. Somebody who's taking high blood pressure medication, or they have heart problems, or they are leukemia, or they on dialysis, or they are cancer patients, and then you mixing all this medication together. You already know if you take antibiotics too long, for women, it gives them a yeast infection. So you put medicine in somebody that's already a virus, a bug, and you say it's going to keep them from getting the virus. And then it's going to upset something else in the body that was not intended to be upset. But then you all ain't going to want to pay for nothing. You ain't going to want to do nothing. And you ain't going to want to be accountable for anything. What sense do that make? What sense? Please explain to me. And if I'm crazy, somebody tell me that I'm crazy. Because I don't think I am. I don't. Sit down and think about what I have said. And then you let me know. In the comments, let me know what you think about this vaccination. You let me know. Because I really want to know. You want to allow somebody, you signing the paperwork to allow them to take you out of here? Huh? That's what you're doing? Because ain't no guarantees. And next year, they're going to have to revamp it again because the strain is going to change again. Really? Really? That's all I'm saying. Let me know your thoughts on this conversation. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. You can share this and we can have dialogue all day long. Because again, I'm not taking it. I'm not. This is my body. This is my body. And I am the controller of my body. You executives of companies, you CEOs, that ain't your right. That ain't your right to control nobody's body. It's a free will thing. It's a choice. And the government should not be in a position to take away anybody's choice. That is just dead wrong. That's all I'm saying. All right. Till we talk again.